Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. It is once again State of the Collection season, and I am a watch hunter. So I have a lot of watches. So this is going to span multiple videos, and there were some categories of watches that I figured maybe I just don't cover those this year and just link you to the last time I did that video, because my sci-fi watches, for example, they've been the same since before I started the channel. Although this year there are some additions. However, I recently got a light box, so maybe I do need to record one more round. So this year I'm going to go over everything, beginning tonight with my sci-fi collection. These are watches that I purchased well before I became a full-fledged watch nerd. I was actually just hunting for anything that was retro future and looked like it came out of a sci-fi movie. And watches were a perfect accessory to do that. This was when I was collecting all of my Robotech t-shirts and Star Blazers t-shirts and sci-fi looking watches. However, as a bonus, I will be sharing with you the watch that I've owned longer than any other watch that's currently in my collection. And it's not a watch that I ever wear or ever will wear. But there's a reason that I still own it. So tonight, let's dive into my sci-fi collection. Alright, so I'm going to kind of go through these from my least favorite, least interesting to the most, ending with the surprise bonus watch. So here we have a smartwatch. This is an Android watch. At the time I really liked the square ones and had planned on creating my own watch faces for it. And I tried and didn't really come up with a whole lot for this piece. It's big and bulky, and yeah. This was soon replaced by the much cooler looking Fitbit one. And building apps for this, building watch faces for this, was much easier. I actually built a binary watch face for it, which looked really cool. So the whole face was a grid of squares, and I think that they were vertical columns. So you had hours, minutes, and seconds, and they lighted up different colors for the active ones, and then you just added up. So they would be like 1, 2, 4, and 8, and whichever ones are lit up, you add those together, and that's the number. We'll be looking at another binary watch in just a moment, but that watch face was pretty cool. I also created one that looked like a Linux console, but something weird happened and I lost the source code to those. I think they're still on the watch. I don't know, I have to charge this up and look. I haven't touched this thing in years. But it looks much better than the Android one. And here is the binary watch. So this thing is huge, but it looks really cool. Absolutely sci-fi. So the crystal on it is partially mirrored, which makes this sort of an advanced version of 1-to-1's binary watches, because you can barely see the number indicators. I don't know if you can see them at all on camera. For the minutes you have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. And for the hours, 1, 2, 4, and 8. And they light up when you hit the button. My camera doesn't know what to do with it. So 16 and 32 is lit up. So 48 and 1. So it's actually set to the correct time, except that it's not in daylight savings. So, yeah. But what's crazy about this watch is that battery, knock on wood, is still going. I have owned this thing for years, and it's still at the correct time, and the battery's still going. Absolutely wild. Let's see what this looks like on the wrist. I don't know if I did that last year, but we'll take off my D1 Milano, and we'll see what the 1 watch is like. Yeah, I mean, it's gigantic. I mean, just look at the size of that buckle. But this is straight out of a sci-fi movie. Which is why I bought it. That's exactly what I was hunting for. Crazy. Next up, I have a couple surf watches from Nixon. So this is the first one that I purchased. And I inadvertently bought the ladies version, and I'm glad I did, because this is a great size. This made a showing in a recent video, and this battery is about to die. I'm gonna have to replace it, because if I hit the light, it just goes dim. So yeah, it's on its last leg. So I'll have to get out 2 screwdrivers, one for each side, so I can take the strap off, and then I have to unscrew the screws back here. But yeah, this watch is pretty cool. It's very utilitarian. The module in it is kind of like what you would get in Casios and whatnot. The battery lasts decently, so... But here is the guy's version, and it's just huge. So I haven't replaced the battery in this after it died, I just removed it. And yeah, most of these watches I really don't bother with the batteries anymore because I just don't wear them. I will replace this one because every now and then it's fun to put this on. And this does have a battery saver mode. I think if you hit start and hold it, the screen will go blank. Let's see. There. So then if you want to see the time, you just hit that and it shows up for a few seconds. And then back to blank. Which, with the look of this watch, is kind of fun. It almost makes it more sci-fi. But yeah, these are pretty cool. And I think you can still get these in some colorways. And then to turn it back on to normal time display, just hold that button. There's no real indicator as to whether or not it's actually switched over. But I love this see-through case. And then there's the Fossil Stark. I have not thrown this watch away. The band is all sticky and has turned purple. And the display kind of went back to normal for a while, but then it started showing Klingon again. Kind of sad about this one. Just because it's so unique and rare. I think this particular piece is kind of hard to find. I think I've seen this design with a red crystal, but I don't think I've seen these when I've looked somewhat recently just to see if they're out there, and when I was hunting for what battery it takes. But my mall guy figured out which one went in this, but yeah, the display was messed up. but I still have it because it looks great on the shelf. Then there's this 1-to-1 watch, and I'm pretty sad about this one. I tried to change the battery, and yeah, there was like a little bit of metal that kind of sat in there just right, and it fell out, and now I can't get it to work. And my mall guy won't touch these because of the plastic up here in the front. Popping the case back into place could damage this. And yeah, he won't touch them. But I mean, this watch is super retro future looking. I liked it so much. I bought the black variant, but with this being dark, it just doesn't quite have the same aesthetic as the green. The green is much cooler. But at some point, I may try and get these to work. Not like I'll really wear them, but these also have huge buckles. But look at that design. So sci-fi. Even the strap. And the displays were kind of cool because they were animated. When the numbers changed, they kind of rolled off of the screen with the other one rolling on. But they take 3 batteries, if I remember correctly. One powers the centerpiece that serves as sort of a seconds hand of sorts, I guess. And then one for the top, one for the bottom. Ridiculous design, but yeah. Then we have the Robotech watch. Yeah, I mean, this just looks like something straight out of Robotech. I really need to replace its battery. But I just don't really wear this piece ever. It's kind of big, but the aesthetics of it are really cool. The clear case, the colorway. And it displays wavetables, or you can have it kind of plain on the display. The numbers, when it does have a battery, are really large and kind of cool looking. And this is a Rip Curl, another surf watch. Not sure if these are still available, but that strap is very sci-fi. This is a cool watch. Okay, so now we're getting into more of the practical watches, pieces that I actually wear here and there, like the F91W. And I purchased this at Walmart, and it's still going. I've had this thing for a few years now. I believe it's these pieces that are really difficult to change the battery on. But who knows, when this dies I might attempt it. Why not? It's still in great shape, because it's not an everyday wear. So the strap is still good. The watch is still like brand new. So I may attempt that. But I mean, these are just classic, super affordable, super easy to get. They're all over the place. And yeah, good to have one of these in the collection, especially for that amazing light. And I've got to own at least one calculator watch, right? So here's the Back to the Future Casio. I always forget the reference number for this piece. Probably ought to memorize that, but yeah. Another classic watch. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved calculator watches. For a while, I had a Casio data bank that was in the chrome acrylic with a bracelet, and sold that one a few years ago, and it actually fetched a decent price. But here's the one calculator watch in the collection. Super cool. I got this one from my brother for Christmas. Perfect gift idea because they're super affordable and yet super cool. Now, if you've seen my recent videos, you've seen my first impressions of these. The next 3 watches are new to my collection. The Far and Swit mixtape watches. I have this one and the blue one. The brand sent these to me. I'm still not 100% certain that I can keep them. I reached out to the brand but haven't heard back. Given how affordable they are and that they came in brand new packaging and stuff, I'm guessing I can. But for now, I'm just going to leave the sticker on just in case. And I'm also kind of taking it easy on these watches so they don't get banged up at all. Just out of respect in case I do have to send them off to another reviewer or back to the brand. I hope not, because I love these things. Such cool watches. I was super stoked when I first saw them, and they look really cool in person. This one's actually my favorite because I feel like the black strap is much more practical than the clear. And I feel like with that and the blue color of the case, I feel like this piece will look better longer. But we'll find out, who knows. They're both super cool, but I kind of like this one a little bit more. That blue is super fun. These are like swatches of the LCD world. Just retro and fun. And then there's the SKX mod that I just got for Christmas for my wife. This thing is cool. And it's really a totally different animal, even though it looks like other retro LCD watches. It's all stainless steel and sapphire, which it just feels different knowing that. And yeah, just a different beast. I'm really happy with that faceplate that I chose. It looks properly synth-wavy. And I actually have this out on the sci-fi shelf just because I've been wearing it so much. So it's nice and easy to grab and go. And I actually have a vintage watch in my sci-fi collection, the Lightronics. Now there are 2 downsides to this watch. Number 1, it absolutely munches batteries. I mean, they last months. Maybe. Especially if you're pushing the button to display the time often. Yeah, just absolutely eats batteries. So I'll have to get a big pack of whatever battery this takes. So I've got a bunch of them. But also, I think that this case is kind of gunked up. I hope. I hope it's not the module itself. But it's really tough. Nearly impossible to set the time. So I'm going to take this into my mall watch guy, see if he can clean up this case, clean up these buttons, and I'm really hoping that that's all it needs, because this is a pretty cool looking watch, and it would be really sad if the module has gone bad, or the connection points for the setting the time have gone bad. I think I got this at a Value Village years and years ago, but it looks super cool on the wrist, so let me show you that. Oh, and by the way, when I bought this, I used to wear my watches super loose, so I never took out any end links. For this video, I just micro adjusted it pretty much all the way in, and now it fits fine, which is good because I need to refresh my memory on how to get these links out. I've removed ones that operate similar to this, but it's been a while. And yeah, I would have to look that up again. Plenty of micro adjustment though. But yeah, check that out. It looks so cool. I love that design. Absolutely sci-fi looking. Authentically retro future. So yeah, I'll get that case cleaned and pick up a battery for it and see if you can set the time on it. And if so, I'll just get a big pack of batteries and maybe wear this every now and then. And if that is the case and it works just fine, I'll have to show you what it looks like displaying the time. It's pretty cool. Okay, and the bonus mystery watch. This is a piece that I purchased when I was on a cruise with my wife for our anniversary. At that point in time, I was not at all into watches, didn't know anything about them. But I was obsessed with all things nautical. And to me, this watch looked like a deep sea diving helmet. It's completely ridiculous, but I bought it because my wife said that it was cool if I purchased something on that cruise. And back in those days, I just never really bought anything. It was just Christmas and birthdays. That was the only time that I really got stuff, so I was pretty stoked. And I ended up buying a monster Invicta. It even has a diving helmet on the dial. Yeah, this thing is just gigantor, and it actually really hurts to wear. So it has sort of this scuba suit rubber, but it's so big. Even when I bought it and I was wearing it on the cruise, my wrist just got roughed up. It was so uncomfortable. So even back when I liked this watch, I never really wore it. It just, yeah, unpleasant. And just for reference, here is a 36.5mm watch as size comparison. Absolutely wild. Crazy how huge this Invicta is. But yeah, since I bought it on an anniversary trip, I haven't gotten rid of it at all. I just have it on the shelf. So I do own a gigantic Invicta. So there you have it, all the watches that I've tracked down that to me look like they came right out of a sci-fi movie. And this year I got to add 3 fun ones to this collection. And I'm super stoked about all 3 of them. I've been wearing my SKX mod watch quite a bit since Christmas. So in the next video, I'll go over all of my swatches. I actually don't have any shelf watches anymore. I bought a bunch of gigantic watch boxes, and that's where all the pieces are, as they should be. So keep your eyes open for the swatch state of the collection, and then I'll start going through the watch boxes. Thanks for watching.